Today's video is brought to you by Grey Viking Games. Click the link in the description below to buy MTG Arena codes for cosmetics, packs, and more. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we are trying to have as much fun as possible while other people get to have zero fun at all. So there are a lot of decks to hate in the historic format right now, and this is an ultimate hate deck for those decks. And so we have Drannith Magistrate, which opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hand. So if they have stuff in the graveyard or in exile, like with the Cascade Trigger and whatever else, they are not allowed to cast those cards. Things with Tybalt's Trickery, it's in exile as it's trying to cast it, or from library or whatever, it's not in their hand, they can't cast it. Grafdigger's Gauge, kind of the similar type of effect. It stops things from being able to cast, and it's pretty swell. And so that's kind of the idea of this deck, is that we just have a few ways to make sure we can hate on the decks that are out there in the format right now, as well as all the Lurrus decks, all of the graveyard decks in general. There's the Blinky deck, so Hushbringer comes in to stop ETB effects. We have some removal as well, Declaration Stone, and then we have the ultimate just win the game kind of mode, 9 lives in Solemnity, which will stop any kind of fair deck from being able to win as well, because they won't be able to hit in for damage because Solemnity will stop the everything there, and we're good. And then all we have to do is just play the game until it's completely over, and then we'll win. And that's what we do. And I just realized I forgot the Emery's call to make sure that we can have a way to actually win in the late game. So I will grab one of those. But otherwise, we have Karn to find our other stuff in the sideboard for more hate. Grafdigger's Cage, Heart of Kiran, Sorcerous Spyglass. We have one Book of Exalted Deeds, which maybe I should change this to Phantom. The other one, Phantasmal Angel, whatever. The one that doesn't let you lose the game. Book of Exalted Deeds is fun because we have Faceless Haven. But if we have Solemnity, then it's not very good at all. It doesn't let the counter go onto the Faceless Haven. But I feel like every once in a while it'd be kind of a fun way to go, where we have the Faceless Haven that says that we can't lose the game. And that sounds really fun. And then we have God-Pharaoh statue to make things cost more, Meteor Golem, Stonecoil Serpent. We also have Reidane in here to stop other snow lands, the Protector's Shield to stop any kind of damage dealing red deck to go off too crazy or whatever. It also makes 4 mana spells cost 2 more, so also another kind of hate spell for the Tybalt's Trickery deck. And then Gideon of Trials for more protection, more hate, can't die, we can't lose the game as long as we have Gideon. All of this stuff because we just are angry. And that's all that matters. Whenever you're angry, you can pull out a deck like this and you have ways to answer whatever else other people are doing. We are a little bit slow on some of our stuff. If people can kill us by turn 3 or 4, which a lot of decks do, if we don't find like the right hate cards for all of this shenanigans, then issues could happen. But for the most part, we should be able to go off with this one. So that's the deck. Let's go ahead and see how it does for us. Wish me luck, and here we go. All right, we have Drannith Magistrate again. Everything else is pretty decent, so keep this. We only have 2 Settle the Wreckages. Having both of them here, a little bit awkward. All right, we'll see how this goes. Drannith Magistrate does shut down. Interesting. Shuts down some stuff. This is the Blink deck. I'm not certain. We're gonna play out Gideon first here. Let's go ahead and just get that emblem there.
Virtue will always triumph. Let's finish this.
No attacks in case they have flashy stuff. Play out Esper Sentinel. If they have a counterspell for a Solemnity, at least we have an answer for this here. So let's go ahead and Solemnity. I'm not really sure what's going on. Potential removal here. We'll swing in now. Down to 15. I mean, we're doing stuff. Opponent's not doing stuff, and I'm really confused. Watch him just like win in one turn here. It's a Teferi. Teferi is good. We get to draw a card. Teferi is a way for them to bounce Solemnities, but I don't know if they actually win in this matchup. We get to kill the Teferi, which is nice. Do we actually just go aggro? I have this Faceless Haven. I could go for the Tutor, but like 9 lives doesn't matter in this matchup yet. And so I think that we just go full on aggressiveness.
That's enough.
I could just hit for 10. Now let's get rid of the Teferi while we can. Root Snare. Give us that card, yo. It's a foggy deck. I was wondering what the green was in there for. Fogs are terrifying. Is this just extra turns fog deck that we're gonna hate for days? I mean, we are a prison deck that should take forever. Sentinel actually drew us some cards here. I've noticed that Esper Sentinel is almost more of a like everything costs one more type of card rather than actually letting you draw lots of cards. So they have this up. How do they actually win here? It might be worthwhile to get this now. Let's go ahead and grab the 9 lives. I think it actually is going to be worthwhile because if they are like an extra turn spell that plays a bunch of the birds, this could be worthwhile. Test of Talents. Doesn't let us draw. Gets rid of all of the Idyllic Tutors. That doesn't seem like the best. Like, why not counter the 9 lives when we cast it later? Yeah, I think they messed up there. We get to kill Teferi now.
Stand down.
All right, kill Teferi.
This is hardly my
Pass the turn. Another Teferi.
I know my responsibility.
Yeah, so I think this deck does win through dealing damage. And so the 9 lives could be nice. I'm wondering if they're going to have any kind of ways to actually answer this, though. Untaps green mana, so definitely a fog of some sort. Awkward. All right, we're going to force him to keep using them, at least.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it has the mana to counter. Cool. What does it say? All combat damage will be dealt this turn. All right, no attacks. They had it. Do I play out Hushbringers? Board wipes are very likely. We only have 2 creatures that are actually on the board at any time here, though. I guess it just works for hate, so why not? If they want to throw out a board wipe, I'm kind of okay with it here.
We need to move quickly.
Honestly, Foggy Control with just Teferi being able to have the ultimate, like if that's all that it does, it's like, let's play Teferi, let's get to the ultimate, and then just exile everyone's stuff. Like, that's not a bad game plan. That does win pretty hardcore. Like, that's kind of disgusting. At the same time, we haven't actually seen a win con. Like, they haven't dealt any damage yet. All right, let's I want to be able to have enough mana to play Karn and a Sorcerous Spyglass. So let's just attack him with what we have at Teferi. All right, so they spent 2 mana, which is what we're hoping for. Pay for it here. That means no counterspell, which means we can deal with Teferi from now on.
Our actions determine the course of history. My grief fuels my mission.
God-Pharaoh's Gift on the next turn. Just trying to make sure there's nothing else we need to do here. Yeah, Spyglass. I think it is just Teferi. There could be an Ugin in this deck as well. You're getting close to the Ugin. We need to make things more expansive real quick. Another Faceless Haven is actually pretty sweet. So I want to be able to play out Statue here. So we know they have a Haze of Pollen. I'm trying to think how much mana I have. So if I spend 3 here... I still have 6. Okay, so... yeah, that's good enough. All right, so grab this. Book of Exalted Deeds is interesting. Let's go for this first. It does 1 damage every turn. Down to 14. We can make a 6/6 to hit him with now. I don't think we get rid of these though, so submit 0. A Settle the Wreckage would be pretty devastating. I think, however, we have lethal, so... Alright, that's fine.
Stand down.
And pass turn. We can't lose the game as long as this Gideon stays alive. So if they don't have answers for Gideon and all of the other stuff, like, we're still in great shape. Like, this is just going to be a really long game. Yeah, submit 0. We still have lethal with just Faceless Havens and the Gideons, so... see how many more of these they can have. Like, they are going to have to run out at some point, right? I guess not. But, I mean, they get to dig really deep for everything. How many is this? All right, I think it's 3 of each. 2 more in the deck. They could be running 12 copies or, like, 10 copies. I'm not sure how many they would actually be running here. Yeah, pass the turn. We get another thing with Karn on the next turn, so we still get value. Down to 12. Proliferates. I think that is the combo, is simply just get Teferi to the ultimate, and then... fog for days. That's actually like that will win games really well. I like the combo. Pass to my turn. Reidane. Non-creature with more cost. Costs a lot more. I guess this keeps him from an Ugin for a couple more turns, I believe. Let's go ahead and go for this first. So here we go. What do I actually want for the Karn? We have a Heart of Kiran, which could be pretty decent. Book of Exalted Deeds. Faceless Haven. Alright, they spent the mana on that, which means that Book of Exalted Deeds will be able to go off now. So no attacks. Man, I don't know how they found this many, but like, we now cannot lose the game unless they have board wipe along with everything else they're doing. Oh no, I forgot about the Solemnity. Oops. Ah, I forgot about the Solemnity. I knew that was going to come to play at some point. I just forgot that I have it out. It's been so long since we played that. Okay, that's funny. It's awful, but whatever. All right. So if they have some sort of answer for a Spyglass, we're in trouble at some point here. So they have the Gambit. Getting to Fairy up pretty high is a bad thing. Yeah, opponent scoops up. Now we have enough damage on board that we're fine. Anyway, we made a little mistake there. Didn't really matter because we still have the Gideon on board as well and whatever else. Like, they were hoping for some way for them to get to getting rid of Sorcerous Spyglass. They found so many fogs, though. How many fogs did they find? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of probably the 8 that they have in the deck is ridiculous. Sounds like it's raining in the background, huh? All right, there we go. All done. All right, up against Kooky O. And we don't have our third land, but we do have 9 Lives and Solemnity. So we're just going to keep that. That's fantastic. Discard would be the worst. Not a fan of that. That's an awful, awful plan. Goblins. All right, Hushbringer does kind of shut down goblins a little bit. Not a ton of bit, but a little bit. 9 Lives is going to be pretty swell with Solemnity. Which one do I play first? They actually probably could go wide enough to get 9 hits in. So I think we go Solemnity first. Maybe, I don't know. Pass the turn. Yeah, because if they have Muxus here, we could also potentially just be dead. But not so. Okay, no blocks. Down to 14. We also have Settle, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, let's go 9 Lives. We have the combo, and that should be game against goblins. All right, yeah, there we go. I was trying to remember if they had a way to force us to lose life. And I can't remember if 9 Lives prevents the loss of life. I don't think so. It's, yeah, if a source to deal damage to prevent that. There are, I think one of them that slings goblins is just damage, just not loss of life. So yeah, it's game over. All right, up against Barrow, and not the bestest of hands, but it's definitely keepable. We have Solemnity. We have half of the combo for the 9 Lives stuff. Declaration Stone, quite swell. And typically they have multiples of those, so Declaration Stone might be really swell. Getting rid of Phoenixes with this would be sweet too, if it's a Phoenix deck. Most likely a Phoenix deck. Ooh, Fabled Passage, second turn. Do I get rid of this right now? I don't think I do. I think I wait to see if there is Phoenixes or whatever else. I think the Fabled Passage, they didn't crack the Fabled Passage? Pretty sure that's there just to make sure that they can get the land in the graveyard for whatever else. Maybe they have a Mayhem Double, or I have no clue why they wouldn't crack the Fabled Passage there. We'll take our 1. All right, so it is Madness. There's the Arc-like Phoenixes. All right, a Grafdigger's Cage would also be sweet. Settle the Wreckage is also really sweet. So, Solemnity. We have the Idyllic Tutor to go dig for 9 Lives. They're going to have discard, potentially, in this deck. Hopefully, they don't get rid of the Settle. Cracks a Fabled. Does that get them? That's only 2 types. They need instants and sorceries now. And potentially an artifact? There's the instant. Actually, does that go to exile? Can't remember. I think now it goes from rebound to the graveyard. I don't know how that works. So what are the odds that they're going to have discard in this deck? They have Bone Shards. There's Faithless Looting. Discard is like with the type of deck they're trying to play for with Arc Lights and whatever else. It does feel like it'd be a little bit weaker, but I could be wrong. So I think next turn we settle. Then the turn after that we have Idyllic Tutor and Declaration in Stone, and then hopefully we can keep everything else going. Tree to face. How many spells is that now? With a rebound, that's been a couple. Only one Arclight so far. Surveil, not into an Arclight. There's a faceless looting into the graveyard. And they do have it. Wow. What do they take out? Settle the Wreckage is pretty bad for them. Tutor is pretty sweet for us, but it means we have to win in 2 turns, which I'm not sure if we can do. So I'd prefer that they try to take the Tutor. Declaration Stone and Settle. Okay, so they do take this Settle, which I think is the right play. Down to 9. Grafdigger is swell. All right, so... Maybe I should just go for the Tutor. Try not to die this next turn. We're taking 6 if they have any amount of damage apart from these guys. Which would mean they have to have what? They have this Echo guy, which is haste. They have another Phoenix potentially, which has haste. They have the Fiery Temper, which is 3 mana, so they'd have that as well. There's lots of things that kill us here. Do we win if we don't do this on this turn, though, is the question. I think we got to go for it and just hope. So there's the 9 lives past the turn. Yeah, I don't think we have a way out. So hopefully no discard. Hopefully no 3 points of damage. Hopefully all of this stuff. They've been kind of stuck on 3 lands. 3 cards in hand. The ability to draw and discard. And if they have a mountain and then discard into a Fiery Temper, we're dead. Lots of bad things can happen. They take the 9 lives. They had another Duress. I really didn't expect this deck to have discard. Really. It makes some sense. Duress is kind of an awkward one, though. I don't know if that's better than Thoughtseize or whatever else when they're playing this aggro. All right, we still have a chance to top deck it. And we did not. Karn... Yeah, I don't think we have game now. All right, so we concede. Oh, wait. Grafdigger stops the madness side of things. So it was the right play to go grab it. It meant that they had very few ways to actually kill us, but they had another Duress. All right, up against Full Metal, we have Grafdigger's Cage, which does shut down a number of decks. However, nothing else until turn 4, and then a potential one-sided board wipe. I think that's a keep-worthy hand. Hello, how are you, Full Metal? Thanks. Dude, Energy. I've not actually seen people playing Energy yet, and I think it's exciting. I want to see how good Energy is now with some of the new cards. There's not like a ton of new stuff, but there is stuff. Pass the turn. Karn is going to be pretty sweet. Oh, dang it. We didn't have the Drannith Magistrate in the opening hand. We have all of the ways to try to deal with this deck, and we don't have the ways to deal with this deck. Unless they find... there's a few things they can find here we can deal with a Declaration or a Settle. An Ulamog, however, is awful. Ugin. Ugin is awful. That's just the worst. We have Karn into Sorcerous Spyglass, which does kind of shut down Ugin in time. So sure, we're doing this.
Let us begin. My purpose is greater than myself.
We won't have enough time to play Book of Exalted Deeds on the Faceless Haven, right? Yeah, we need a lot more mana for that. So yeah, Sorcerous Spyglass, answer the Ugin. They have Throes of Chaos again, most likely. Yeah, kills the Karn. Has the trickery. What can we find with this? Tutor for a 9 lives? 9 lives kills us immediately with the Ugin, huh? Yeah. Yeah, we're done. Didn't find the answer quick enough. That's the hard part, is when you're on the draw against a deck, you don't know what they're playing. This is probably a deck you need to be playing best of 3 with. I don't know. Bummer. All right, up against Cheese Duck. And we have Drannith Magistrate, and we have ways to get to the other combos. This is fantastic. So Magistrate can stop the Tybalt's Trickery deck. Let us be against that deck when we have Drannith Magistrate. Come on. Yes, it was the deck. There you go. If you have Drannith Magistrate, it's just done immediately. Ooh yeah. Up against Tauntaun Squirrel, and not a whole lot of hate with this deck, this hand. We came to play hate. Let's do that. All right. This is keepable for sure. Drop the land. Tutor and Solemnity gives us the 9 lives combo. All right. A little bit annoying. Lots of card draw potential past the turn. But, I mean, we have the combo that should just win it for us. Bodyguard, yeah, super aggro here. Paladin class. Our stuff costs more. It's annoying. Oh, it's on our turn that it costs more. Declaration. Do I want to just get rid of this now? They get to draw a card as well. Let's pass the turn. This is gonna have lots of 1-drops. This is just a humans deck, I believe. And so there's a high chance that we'll see 2 of the same thing. So Declaration Stone will get better later. Down to 16. Spellbinder. Good curve there, sir. Probably takes the Declaration in Stone. Takes Solemnity. I'm fine with that. That's fantastic. You kidding me? All right, so hit the Spellbinder. We get to pay for Sentinel. They only get to keep 3 power on board. Going for Tutor here into 9 lives might have been better. What we get to do on the next turn, though, is we get to do it and not let them draw more cards. And with this deck, them not drawing many cards is what's best. They get way too much power and stuff that way. And 9 lives off the top would be great. Settle the Wreckage would be fantastic. They have some sort of 1-drop here. Or maybe they're just debating if they want to sacrifice this to give it indestructible. Down to 11. Another Declaration in Stone. I don't think I'm dead next turn. So let's go ahead and grab that 9 lives. Wait. Oh, its power is higher now. That's right. Yeah, that's fine. That'll make it a lot difficult. More difficult. Much harder for them to kill us, unless they can get rid of this from hand. Even if it's a Spellbinder, though, we should be fine. You can play it on the next turn. This doesn't actually put counters on anything, so Solemnity doesn't stop it like it does Sagas. So close to dead there. I forgot about the double strike side of things. That's awful. 9 lives. All right, we went to 1. Yes, we're alive. They're not playing any black mana, so no loss of life. Potentially. Should be good. Should be good. Answers for the 9 lives. So they'll probably have answers for Solemnity, but 9 lives should be fine. Thalia's Lieutenant, okay. So we do need to find stuff like Settle the Wreckage or whatever. The double strike here could be pretty bad, so we have to throw Solemnity out quick, because otherwise they got us. How many counters can they put on next turn? 6? Yeah, so Solemnity it is. For show. Let them draw 2, unfortunately. So if they can get rid of Solemnity, we're in trouble. So yeah, no more counters for you. Rally the ranks. That's bad. That means they're definitely going to be able to draw more cards. I think we do get rid of these 2 Sentinels. All right, yeah, so no damage is dealt. Magistrate, let's see here. I want to get rid of these guys just so we can start playing things. They'll draw 2 cards and they'll get 2 clue tokens, which they can start sacrificing for more card draw. But does it stop more card draw in the future? Sure. Let's just do it. I can pay for one of them. All right, so what are we looking for now? We have the lockdown pretty hardcore. So protection for our stuff. So Shalai. Shalai is what we're looking for. We have one of Shalai. We can put out multiple 9 lives, which is good. Multiple Solemnities would be nice, just to make it harder for them to actually kill everything. Yeah, because I feel like the Conclave Tribunal is a potential card for them to be playing in this deck. Another Paladin class. It makes Settle the Wreckage a lot more expensive. A Sentinel. Magistrate. 9 lives again. Yeah, you can draw a card. Why not? I mean, in a way, letting them draw a bunch of cards, I guess, would have been okay. Just let them mill out faster, but they could also find answers, kind of. This helps a little bit, having 2 of these. So the way 9 lives works is that whatever, it puts the counter onto whichever one has the fewest counters. They have that set up, so it's not too shabby. We got the land, pass the turn. And now we just wait for them to be done. I'm assuming they have some way to deal with Solemnity in the deck. And if they do, bad stuff. Thraben. So yeah, we're looking for Settle the Wreckage. Settle the Wreckage would be pretty sweet. So if they do ever find it, we have an answer. Digging through. Aspirant. And another Solemnity is sweet. All right, yeah, that's fantastic. I'm not sure if they're just playing through until forever. But we're good. I love that we got down to 1 life. That is so fun. Yeah, now with 2, I'm not too worried about it. Even if they're drawing lots of cards, getting through all this stuff, we'll be fine. We can just wait 33 turns to see how big they can get their board. Not as big without Solemnities. Play the land, pass the turn. No attacks. F6, please. I really do wish Wizards had like an F6 type of mechanic. Okay, so Apparitions is a way to get rid of Solemnities. Finding multiple of those is their game plan. Got it. So it doesn't matter if whoever gets stuff first. Cool. Yeah, so Shalai would stop it, kind of. Actually, Hushbringer stops it. There we go. Yes, we got the answer. I wasn't sure what they'd be playing to be able to deal with it, and Skyclave Apparition makes a lot of sense. So yeah, Hushbringer to stop the ETB effect. Hushbringer for the win. There we go. All right, so Unfair Prison, pretty fun deck. I think there's one game I'm not going to be showing because it was up against Elves. We just only ever drew 2 lands. They went off with a nut draw on the play, and so we didn't really get to do it. But we went 4 wins, 3 losses, so it was still a winning deck. There are some decks that you just play the right cards at the right time, and they are just completely shut down. Game is over, and it's fantastic. Drannith Magistrate against the Trickery deck. Dunzo. Grafdigger's Cage shuts down a lot of things as well. Collect Company, a lot of the graveyard decks, but it doesn't end the game immediately like Drannith Magistrate does against some stuff. With Hushbringer as well, though, you can have a lot of fun with it. And so I do like it. Solemnity 9 lives. People have found more ways to deal with it. Like, people are running some occasional removal for whatever. But as we saw with their Hushbringer stopping Skyclave Apparition was really fun. There's just a lot of fun stuff with this. I'm a fan of this deck in general. It's a blast to play. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.